Development of education system, upskilling, artificial intelligence, research and job creation are central to Budget 2026. And that's the reason we will discuss the education sector and its expectations from Budget 2026. And for the same, today I am at IIIT Bangalore, and with me is the director of IIIT Bangalore, Professor Debabrata Das. Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure talking to you. So, sir, when we talk about Budget 2026, what, according to you, are the biggest expectations education sector has from the government in Budget 2026?
The speed at which the technology is changing across the globe. So if we want to be competitive as in Bharat on the way to the Viksit Bharat by 2047, then time is essence, because we are left with only 20 years to compete with the most advanced countries.
Right.
So in this regard, I have only 2 points to say. Number one, that the speed, the hunger at which the higher education institution, faculty members and the scientific community wants to innovate, and from there to the product, and that coordination should happen with the finance departments of those funding agencies. Because funding agency people are very good, but the coordination between these two then will reduce the funding flow to this kind of deep tech innovations and also the deep science innovations to the product. So this will lead to the country to a different level, because the country will keep the intellectual property right inside the country, and that will lead to the product which will bring in better revenues, which will be fit to the more and more research. So this coordination for the speed of time is very, very essential for this budget.
Absolutely. Well explained, Professor Das. Talking about the education sector and the development of the education sector, in the past few years, we have seen the importance of digitalization and technology, and then came the AI, the artificial intelligence. Do you think the current system is investing properly, heavily, as compared to the global peers in artificial intelligence and advanced research, particularly in your sector?
Very good question, because the next wave of the whole world is towards artificial intelligence. It will impact all the areas, starting from A for agriculture to B for biotechnology, C for computer science. You can go up to the Z for all these areas where AI will be there. But this AI needs two directions. One, education, that our younger generations has to be trained by the concepts and the fundamentals of the AI. And second, use the AI concepts for the applied towards these areas.
Correct.
So our education part is taken care by the higher education system. Even though its number is small, because the faculty members' numbers are small who are expert really in conceptual in AI, but the product side we need more funding. Right. Because it needs larger infrastructures and much more number of younger generation has to come and do the research in these AI areas. For an example, agentic AI, AI security, and multiple areas of the AI computations and algorithms. Correct. So this needs funding and also the infrastructure to carry on. And for this, government has to quickly give attention for these higher education institutions, professors, and also research community to move fast and come out with the models.
So, Mr. Das, Professor Das, higher education system like IIIT Bangalore is investing in the future of India, and eventually you're educating the youth to become the future workforce. So while we talk about the same, how do you think can the system collate the both, the academics with the industry? How can we marry the both?
Excellent question, because this will be the pivotal for the growth. So three of them are very important institutions. One is academia, second is government, third is industry. All three of them has to work for the betterment of the country and the citizen.
Correct.
So now let me go step by step. Industry has every quarterly, they have to show their results. So their time clock is quarterly. Academia is a semester-wise, 6 months. This is a quarter, this is a 6 months. So there is a mismatch of the clock, for which the government has to chip in here.
Correct.
So government has to any new areas where industry doesn't see immediate return. So government has to, looking at the future and the demand of those areas, has to give the seed money to the academia to train the manpower. And when this clock matches with the industry within a 1 year or 2 years, the industry will come in smoothly and will invest more and more and take those IPR, intellectual property rights, and the products and the research and the manpower to the industry.
Correct.
And go ahead with their products.
Absolutely.
So this coordination has to happen in a very proper way. And industry will be the ultimately beneficial of this, which will give more jobs to this world. And Indian industries are extremely hungry because they are looking forward to highly trained manpower, which will come from these higher education institutions.
Absolutely. And, while we are talking about all of this, I hear you when you say that the expectation of the education sector majorly is to give support in terms of development of artificial intelligence, advancement of research, maybe some benefits to the students, also benefits to the professors, the scholarship, the sponsorships. But along with all of this, tell me one decision which the budget 2026 would take, which will be in the absolute favor of the education system, according to you.
I will say about the two important things which is needed very much for the government to look at the educational institution, irrespective of the one thing is that the meritorious students in any academic institution, or the students, I can say, should get financial support for their educational things, because the finance is needed for the students for their education to spend time more and more on educational focus than thinking about the finance. So if they are taking loans from the bank or something, or they're getting a scholarship, is fine. If loan, they should be given a subsidies on their loans and all. That is one. Two, educational institution buying lot of instruments for the educational purpose, which is a not for profit. So government should reduce the taxes from any educational institution infrastructure building, because ultimately if the educational institution saves some money, that will be spent for their further growth of the students and the institution's labs and all. So these two things are extremely important from government point of view. One is for the student benefits, other is for the infrastructure and the growth of the educational institutions to grow.
Absolutely. As they say that a well-learned student of today is the future of tomorrow. And a future-ready education system is not just the expectation, but it is the need of the hour. Professor Das, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining with us and talking on this most important topic.